You want brand deals, you want speaking opportunities, you want a business that is going to flourish, you must have branding strategy. There is no way that you will survive in this market without it. Today, I'm going to give you a 5-part beginner level framework of what branding strategy is, what branding is, to help you get more clients, more revenue, and more opportunities. So you're posting every day, you're posting every week, and you're still not growing. Chances are it's definitely not the content, it's more so the branding. You don't want a brand that just makes noise, you need a brand that makes money, whether you're a content creator or an entrepreneur. Welcome back to the Purpose Brand Management YouTube channel. My name is Bree and I'm the founder of Purpose Brand Management, and I'm a brand strategist who's helped content creators, influencers, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders all over the world with branding strategy and content strategy. So let's get into today's video. For the new people here, I've just started traveling onto YouTube around end of December, but I really got my start in my business and going viral when I started talking about branding strategy because it is taught in a very confusing way, in a way that isn't plain. That was one of my first series on TikTok to go viral and get me hundreds of thousands of views. So I'm going to bring that same energy to YouTube and break down branding strategy. The first part of branding is your brand purpose. This is your why. Why are you bringing X to the internet? Why are you doing X? Why are you the founder of X? Why are you X thought leader, right? All of these things, you need to have a why. If you don't have a clear brand purpose, you're just another business, you're just another content creator posting online. So the question you should be asking yourself when it comes to brand purpose is, what impact do you have? Who do you serve? And why should people choose you over anyone else? The biggest thing which you hear all the time is, the biggest question is, what problem do I solve? And I know a lot of creators get mad at me for asking this because a lot of creators just like to make things, just depending on the day of the week. I want to show my nails. I want to do this. I want to be cutesy. Everything has strategy. And if you want money to be the end goal, you have to have strategy. So for businesses, this could be what service or product is missing, or if it's not missing, if this service or product is already being done, where's my gap? Where's my little pocket where I can put my 2 cents? Where can I put this product in this market that's already saturated, but here's the thing that will make me different? For creators, this could look like education, entertaining. What are you bringing to the market that hasn't been done? Or if it has been done, how can you make it better? What is my unique perspective? A good example of this is, once again, what I do. I feel like my unique perspective when it comes to content and posting online is the branding and the messaging, because all of these things, you can be taught social strategy, you can be taught sales all day, you can be taught paid media, all the things. But if you don't have a good idea on what your branding is, none of those things will matter. And I feel like that's where my piece is in the market, really focusing on branding and helping people at that first step instead of them skipping steps and trying to skip straight to social strategy when they don't have branding strategy. Another question is, how do you want to make your audience feel after engaging with your brand? Like, I know for me, I want people to leave feeling empowered, educated, and with some actionable tips to apply to their own businesses, channels, whatever the case may be. I want them to be able to take something away from this, take note, and actually use this to their advantage. So let's use an example. What would Alex Hormozi's main brand purpose? What would that be? It would be to help entrepreneurs scale past 7 figures. That's what he's known for. That is the purpose of him online and having the business that he has. What is the purpose of Kai Cenat? To entertain. He's funny, he's relatable, he gets along with everyone, he's entertaining. He knows his purpose in that niche is to entertain. Who can I bring on the stream to entertain people? What can I say in this segment to gag people? He is always thinking about entertainment. Another person I used for an example on my TikTok was Gloria, the beauty influencer, who is a dark-skinned beauty influencer who tries makeup typically to see if brands are being inclusive with their products. And that was a very saturated market. Beauty is one of the most saturated markets that there is. She found a space in the market where, hey, there's a lot of people doing beauty, but there's not a lot of beauty influencers who are dark skinned, but there's also not a lot of beauty influencers who are dark skinned who are also specifically reviewing products with the intention of seeing, are these brands inclusive? She went within a niche that was oversaturated and said, where can I find my gap? So I want you to do some homework down in the comment section. Write out what your brand purpose is in 1 to 2 sentences. If you're finding value already, make sure you hit that subscribe. Like, you should already be subscribed. Part 2 is your target audience. Who is that? I've said this time and time again, the biggest mistake entrepreneurs and creators make is trying to speak to everyone. I don't try to speak to everyone. The people that I want to speak to are actually serious content creators, not even just content creators, people who are ready to take hold of their channels and be monetized within the year. Those are the creators I'm talking to, and the business owners that I'm talking to. I want to talk to the service providers and the business owners who are ready to be seen by their actual target audiences. These are the people that I want watching my video, and I structure my video with that intent. So 3 questions you should be asking yourself. Who's my ideal audience? Where do they hang out? And what do they need from me? If I'm a thought leader in AI, who would I be talking to? If I am a thought leader in AI, I'd probably be talking to people who like tech, people who have startups, or just people who are looking for insights in AI. And what industries do I want my audience to come from? Think specific. Don't think broad. Don't think of 5 or 6 audience members. Think of 2 or 3, and focus on those 2 or 3. If you're somebody who is making potentially vegan dishes and your content is vegan, right? Maybe you're speaking to vegans, of course, but maybe you're also speaking to people who have very limited diet, who have dieting issues. Maybe somebody who has PCOS, or maybe somebody who has a specific diet plan in mind because of a sickness. So maybe your second piece of audience members, they might be people who need natural healing remedies. So really sit down, think about who am I speaking to, and get specific. Third thing is one of the most important things, and something in my opinion that cannot be taught. I think, yes, videos like this are very educational, but most people will do this wrong even after watching a video like mine. They could get 50 hours of watching content about the same thing. Some people simply just don't understand what that thing is or how they can be different. And it is brand positioning. Brand positioning means, how does my brand stand against the rest? What am I doing different within this space of beauty, within this space of AI, within this space of technology, that people will actually listen to me and that they will choose me over someone else? What value do I add that no one else adds? What do I do that's just so different or so likable that people have to have it? What perception do I want people to have about me? You must find your unique angle. This will be the hardest thing to do if you're a product-based business, service-based business, or you're an influencer. It's going to be hard because you can't say, oh, I'm going to be a fitness influencer. You can't say, oh, I'm going to be a lifestyle and beauty influencer. No one cares. It's been done several times. I use this example a lot, but I'll give it to you guys again. A good example of, oh, I'm just going to be a fitness influencer. I'm just going to be a lifestyle influencer. Because the question was posed, why didn't we need branding strategy 50 years ago? And I always use McDonald's as an example. When McDonald's first came out, this was an innovative product. Typically, when you wanted to eat out, you had to go to a diner, you had to go to a restaurant, sit down, eat the food there. McDonald's was the first company to give you takeaway food. This was an innovative product. It had not been seen before. McDonald's could have had a logo that was literally a black circle, and it still would have been a pop-in restaurant, still would have taken off even if they didn't have the golden arches or any of the branding that we know as for that McDonald's has today, because it was innovation. People were telling each other, they're telling their neighbors, girl, did you know you can get food to go? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Now, let's fast forward to now. If I was somebody that wanted to start a fast food restaurant, and I just said, oh my gosh, I want to start a fast food restaurant, and I've spent no time on logo, no time on who I'm speaking to, no time on brand messaging, no time on brand positioning. I just said, bump the branding. I'm just going to open the restaurant and I'm going to make a cute little logo on Canva, and that will be it. When people ask what my brand purpose is, oh, I'm giving people to go food. I'm making burgers to go. That's not innovative. It's been done a million times over. Taco Bell, KFC, to go food, that model has been burnt out. So for you to be confident with no branding and say, hey, I'm gonna put my business in this market. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make fast food. Prepare to fail. That will not work for you. So I want you to apply that same theory to your own product-based business, service-based business, or your content as an influencer. That will not work. You saying you're going to be a lifestyle influencer will not work. You saying you're going to be beauty will not work. You must position yourself as an authority. You must position yourself as someone doing something different than the rest. A good way, as somebody that's a service provider, coach, influencer, how can you get social proof? Do you see people in the comments saying, oh my gosh, girl, I tried your makeup routine, flawless. I tried your base routine, flawless. I tried your vegan dish, flawless. I did your coaching program, amazing. How can you show this social proof? How can people know, okay, this is that girl to go to? I love using Aaliyah as an example. When I think of, okay, I'm going out in the city. I live in Miami. I'm going out in the city tonight. I want to look good. I want to give Black girl luxury. Who am I going to for outfit inspo? I'm going to Aaliyah because Aaliyah represents Black girl luxury. That is her brand. She does not claim, watch this, she does not claim to be a Black girl luxury influencer, but she has positioned herself in that way. Once again, brand positioning is going to be very hard to do. It's about repetition. It's about knowing your lane. And it's about being better than everybody else in that lane. Part 4 of this framework is your brand personality and voice. How do you show up? For an example, my voice comes off educational. I feel like I'm easygoing. I feel like I make things clear and cut. I'm to the point. I don't try to hype you guys up. I don't try to hype you guys down. I don't try to fearmonger. I don't try to be overly joyous. I bring you the facts. I bring you the advice, the recommendations, and that's it. So I would say my tone is pretty educational, professional, and straightforward. What is your tone online? When you see Wendy's commenting on TikToks, how does that differ from when we see Coach commenting on people's TikToks? Wendy's is very messy. Wendy's is I don't know who is watching. If you've ever looked at Wendy's Twitter account or Wendy's TikTok or Instagram, Wendy's is a very messy brand, but they're known for being messy. They like having that identity online. But when Coach comments on people's things or they post videos, the content looks different. So it's like we can tell the tone just based off of the branding and how they represent themselves online. So you need to figure out, am I going to be serious? Am I going to be casual? Am I going to be, if I'm thinking of being in the luxury space and Black girl beauty in the Black girl luxury space, how am I speaking? I'm probably not going to be doing too much of the let me eat some crab legs in front of y'all on TikTok and then let me go down to Uncle Shug's diner, and like there's a way you position yourself for people to take you seriously in every niche, and you have to be strategic about that when you're growing to get where you want. A good rule of thumb is when somebody names you, when somebody names your brand, when somebody names you as the thought leader or you as a creator, they should be able to give you about 3 to 5 words that represent you. If they don't have 3 to 5 words, that means your branding's all over the place. Lastly, visual identity plays a big piece. Here's what I will say about visual identity. If you're somebody who you feel like I can't take on everything at once, visual identity will be not as important if you give value through auditory, through the way you speak. Visual identity will not play such a huge role if you are education focused. If you're somebody that is giving value in what you say, that will not be an issue for you. Visual identity should be on the back burner. If you are creative, you're somebody who's doing makeup, you're somebody who is showcasing a luxury lifestyle, you're somebody who is a painter, you're somebody who has a brand new shoe coming out, you have new ribbons for your hair coming out, you must have compelling visual elements. These are things that are creative visually. So you must have something creative. So for example, like if I'm looking for branding strategy, if I go to their page and I don't see they have a logo and they don't have cohesive coloring, I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, this brand strategist that tells me really good advice about branding and marketing, she doesn't have a good logo. She doesn't have a good color scheme. No. But if I'm looking for a local hairstylist, if I travel to New York, I would like the aesthetics. I'm a little bit of a bougie girl sometimes. So I want to see like, okay, how's the hair studio looking? Like, how are the models looking? Like, when it comes to things that should be visually appealing, you must spend time in that. That means logo, that means color palette, that means font selection, brand aesthetic across Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If you're trying to curate a vibe and create this vibe of luxury or create this vibe of creativity or create this vibe of like bold and fun, you have to invest in that visual property. I want you to actually look, if you're a product-based business, service-based business, or an entrepreneur, creator who really there is an emphasis on visuals. Rate your visuals. See and sit down, like, does this make sense? Is this revolutionary? Is this so different from the rest that people would actually be like, oh my gosh, this is fire, let me check it out. So this is definitely a longer video. Branding strategy, once again, is not something that is simple. like I said, a lot of people will watch this video, try to apply it and not do a good job with it and fail. And that is okay, because once again, this is not something that can be taught overnight and you just gain. If it was that easy, everyone would have successful brands and successful businesses and be successful influencers, but it's not easy. I hope that this made like branding strategy and messaging a bit clearer for you. If anything, this is great beginner advice and help you to kind of get the wheels turning. If you did find value in this video today though, make sure you drop the secret emoji here. And of course, I have branding services of my own. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, content creator looking for help in branding, I have a few packages linked down in the description box. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will be back soon with another one. Bye guys.